Myrie. Yep, we got some news stories coming out right now, right? It's been around the news. Biden withdrew from the presidential race. Yep, withdrew, no longer running for the president. Now he got his vice president, Kamala Harris, running for that spot against the one and only Trump, right? But before we start with all that, people, please subscribe to the channel, to support and be rolling up something before we start officially. But yeah, please support the channel. Yeah, recent news. Donald Trump's gonna be facing Kamala Harris. That's it. That's what's going on. Biden withdrew. I don't know what you all think about that, but it doesn't really matter. Politics is politics. They pick who they want to win in these contests. They pick who they want. Now, Biden, he had to withdraw because of his age, straight up. He had to withdraw because it was crazy what was going on with him, right? Basically looking like he's gonna sleep and faint on stage. Can't even debate without like tripping or messing up what he's saying, slurring his words. Now you got Trump. A lot of people, right, are feeling some sympathy for Trump because other news, he got well, he got grazed by a bullet, almost assassinated, almost killed, right? By a bullet, assassination. But the person behind that gun was a young, troubled man. A young, troubled man. He looks more like a kid, but he was on top of a building in Pennsylvania, close, very close, and he took the shot. Rumor is that some of the government agents or people who are supposed to be protecting the president saw this individual earlier, before they saw him, and he still managed to hit the former president. People are already calling him the president because that might happen. Right now, it's looking more clear every day that he might be the president of the United States, Donald Trump. So, hate him or love him, so far it looks like he's going to be the main character in this. Like, I don't know how people feel about the whatever Kamala Harris or whatever her name is, but I don't see too much people throwing support for her. She's part of the reason Biden doesn't get that much support, because of her. So, Trump almost assassinated. A lot of people probably maybe wish that happened. A lot of people, now this is just giving him more firepower, if you want to call that, to get sympathy and basically get back into the White House. So I'm seeing this, even though he almost died, as a victory for Trump. Trump probably will be the president, most likely. I don't see anybody else winning but him right now. He's the most known figure. And like I'm saying, who else, right? Who else could beat Trump right now? He's getting a lot of sympathy because of attempted assassination. And the person who, the individual who attempted to assassinate him is no longer on this earth in the flesh, right? This individual, rumor he was bullied, or alleged that he was bullied in school. It's funny how they make the person who is the person who does the crime like that, kind of like the victim. He was bullied, so that was kind of the excuse for him to take up a gun and go out there and do whatever he wants. So if you're bullied, what's the message you're trying to put out there? To me, it's like they feel more sorry for the the individual who shot Trump than Trump. I know a lot of people don't like Trump, but it seems like, to me, more people were showing sympathy for this young, sick, twisted individual who had plans to do more things, right? He took it out on Trump. Trump got grazed by his ear. A little bit more, it would have been in his face. So, there's conspiracy theorists saying that this was all planned and it's fake. Well, they faked it real good by shooting close to his face. But yeah, there's people out there right now, they will be making, or they already have, a conspiracy plot out there how this was planned, or right, or he was under mind control. As I heard that before, that he was under mind control. You're gonna hear that. Okay, so right now, as it stands, Biden withdrew from the race. He withdrew from the race. He will not be the president running for president, and there's a new person in his place, and that person is Kamala Harris. Okay, on with the news. Now, big news in Toronto. Big news in Toronto. Guess who visit the six? 50 cents. Yup. Curtis Jackson made his trip once again. He loves Canada, man. I can't even count how much times he came this year to Canada. Just what? When it was his birthday, he made a visit. And now, just what? Yesterday, he was down Saturday doing a show, outside show in Toronto. And guess who was there, or not too far? Champagne Drizzy, or Drizzy Drake. He was there, they were talking, laughing it up. Some local rappers were there also with 50 Cents and Drake. They're just laughing it up, having a good time. It's funny that 50 Cents, he was wearing a LA baseball cap in the six. So he's showing that he could come here anytime he wants. He's real boastful because just the other day, Schoolboy Q, he had a concert, a show in Toronto, and that was canceled. That was canceled. It never went on. And now 50 Cent is here chilling with Drake. What kind of sign? I don't know if 50 Cent is taking Drake's side or what's going on, but he's down here for a reason, and that's business. For him to wear that LA hat, kind of, he's really sneaky, because I'm just saying Schoolboy Q was here not too long ago and he got kicked out basically, I mean, not kicked out, but canceled. His show was canceled. A lot of people think that Drake has something to do with it. And, look what happened to Rick Ross the other day. He came to Vancouver and he got his ass kicked. So 50 Cents now is feeling good. Came to Toronto, made fun of Rick Ross even more, and chilling with Drake, planning to do some big things with Drake. It's something to do with probably like movies. And you get what I mean? Because, that's what 50's into. He's into a lot of movie productions. And Drake is an actor. Never forget that Drake is an actor. So this is the perfect exit if Drake's smart to get back into acting, or in front of the camera acting, get back into that. Maybe some people will forget about this legendary beef, or this legendary battle, which basically Kendrick won, right? So Drake is feeling good. It looks like he's feeling good. He's feeling more confident. It's like he has an ally. 50 Cent could make you feel that way. Yeah, 50 Cent could make you feel that way. He's in town performing, and he came to visit. Well, you either came to visit him, or vice versa. But feeling good, right? 50 Cent has beef with Rick Ross, or Rick Ross has beef with him, and Rick Ross has beef with Drake all of a sudden recently. Him and Drake been going back and forth for the last, well, not that much back and forth. It's mostly Rick Ross be trolling Drake constantly. And that's why he probably got his security got that beat down, and he almost got a full time beat down in Vancouver after he was playing Not Like Us. But it was a combination of him trolling a lot. That's why he got his ass served. But yeah, Drizzy, let's see what he comes out with. He came out with a R&B track. Well, it wasn't an R&B track with some female artist not too long ago. Didn't really hit. Didn't really hit too big, right? That's rare with him, right? He came out with a track, didn't really hit too big with this female artist. So, what's next for him? What is next to get back some type of respect? What do you think is going to be next for Champagne Drizzy? Because to me, he's losing it. He is losing it. What's next for him? Is he gonna go back trying to rap? I'm hearing from academics that is rumor he has a sneak diss. I don't know if that's a smart thing to do any sneak disses. Sneak dissing, I don't know about that. This is one thing I'm gonna put out there as advice. Respect to DJ academics. But I think that's one reason, Drake, you lost a lot of support, because as much as DJ Academics people watch him and he's the number one podcaster, he doesn't have respect in certain areas from certain people. And you have lost that respect from certain individuals by aligning yourself with academics, making academics. Basically, academics is speaking for you, right? Academics is the one speaking for you a lot. He is your media. He's your media man. Academics, he's your media man. He's talking a lot of stuff. He's talking a lot of stuff. He got your back 100%, right? Academics got your back 100%. But a lot of people do not like academics. A lot of people like him, but the hip hop community, I don't think they like him. He got a lot of people who watch him. He got a lot of people who listen to him, but I don't think a lot of people like him. I mean, in the hip hop community, straight up. He's very smart individual. He gets the news, but he doesn't get the respect from the hip hop community that he probably wishes he could get, right? A lot of people don't like him in the hip hop community, but maybe the public like him a little bit more than the hip hop community. I don't hear too much people giving him respect at all in the hip hop community. So, Drake, I know that's your media, man, right? That's your media, man. Good luck. Because so far in this battle, this new age battle, you have lost respect. You have lost the respect. So, people calling you out for ghostwriting, people calling you out for all types of things, saying that, accusing you, allegedly, that you like underage girls, right? That's what they've been talking about, just to make fun of you, or, just to pick at you. They're just calling you out on all types of things, right? So it doesn't look good. The best thing for you is to maybe take 50's advice and get into the movie industry, the acting industry more, so you could kind of, make people forget. Certain people forget. Just do that. Don't do no sneak dissing, because people are looking and listening for everything right now. Whatever you do, they'll be checking for it, and you'll probably get backlash for it. So don't even try that. My advice. I know a lot of people want to see you get back into the arena for rapping or hip hop. If you try to do that, I don't think that's a good idea to do that. Just do you. Think of yourself. Is it a good career decision? Was this a good career decision, this battle, what just happened for you? No, even though you're selling and you got streams and all that, but for your legacy, no. It brought out a lot of skeletons out of the closet. So it didn't really do you good, but you wanted to be in the sport. We overstand. You wanted to be in the sport. You didn't want to look like a pussy and not respond to Kendrick. But so far, Kendrick, or he's done one. He done one. The Not Like Us track itself just destroyed everything, and including the video. Just destroys everything. Whatever you try to do, it's not going to work. Academics is your media man, and that's hurting you. Having academics speak for you, I said it before, I think that is the issue. Respect to him, but a lot of the hip hop community don't respect him. I don't see it. I don't see it. They don't respect him. Maybe his peers respect him, but I don't see them respecting him. You hear? So, Drake found an ally, and I believe that's 50 cents. Let's see, because I'm hearing Schoolboy Q is mad angry that his show got canceled, and maybe thinking that OVO has something to do with it, aka Drake. That's what he's probably thinking. And it's war on them. OVO hasn't done any response besides Drake. So, is Drake going to go in a battle with Schoolboy Q? I don't think so. I don't think so. Respect to Schoolboy Q, his album's doing good. Still doing good. One of the top hip hop albums of 2024. Let's go on now to this cat, hip hop vet. I don't know if you could call him a legend, but a hip hop vet, a MC, goes on a lot of platforms. Very controversial in all types of ways. His name is, he was, let me first say this. He was part of a legendary group, Brand Nubian. Brand Nubian is a legendary group. Sada X and Grand Puba. I'm talking about Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar. He don't like Drake. Let's be straight. Well, he says Drake's a good rapper. He has a lot of skills. He will praise him for that. But he don't like Drake. He's basically saying, if you ain't from the streets or you ain't from a certain background, you are not taken seriously in hip hop, and he doesn't rate you. Lord Jamar. He doesn't rate Drake one bit. Well, it's confusing because it's like first he says he's a great rapper, and then after then, or he could put words together, and then he says something else. Same thing how he's talking about the creation of hip hop and how Caribbeans, Jamaicans, and Puerto Ricans have nothing to do with it. And that is a big story still cooking right now. He says basically we're guests. People who are not American, foundational black Americans are guests. Well, some of them are saying that we're guests. I don't know if exactly if he's saying that, but people who are associated with the same thing about creation of hip hop are calling people who are from the West Indies and Puerto Ricans guests who were a part of this from the beginning, like Kool Herc and many other first pioneers of hip hop with the similar Caribbean backgrounds. There's many of them, and the Puerto Ricans. So saying that they didn't create anything, they were just participants of the building the culture. He's saying that, right? Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Caribbeans are participants, even though they're black or Puerto Rican, they are participants. I want you to take that in. Take that in. Because Biggie, his background is Jamaican, right? Heavy D, Busta Rhymes, and the list keeps going and going and going. A lot of rappers or hip hop artists have Caribbean background. They're not foundational black Americans. Not too much people are going to tell you that, but I'm telling you that right now. So, I don't know what some people, your opinions on that with Lord Jamar, right? Even though, like, back to the story of him dissing Drake, putting Kanye in that same category. I seen he was on a show. I think it was, I don't know if it was, My Expert Opinion. Recently, he's been on a couple shows, and that's what came out of his mouth. That, well, he's saying certain brothers or black people, right? He can't relate. They would never hang, or they would never associate themselves with Drake and Kanye West if they weren't talented. They would never ever befriend them, and they would never ever associate with them if they weren't talented. AKA Jay-Z and Kanye, AKA Drake and Jay Prince, and well, Jay Prince probably knows his daddy, but I mean Cash Money. People are, bringing that up. They're bringing that up. So, what do you think? Do you think that, for example, Drake would be a like a guest too? Is Drake a guest? Because he's Canadian, right? He's Canadian. So is he a guest? I'm guessing they probably will say yes, right? Lord Jamar is making a big campaign right now about the creation of hip hop because KRS a couple weeks ago, or it could have even been a month ago, had some type of forum or conference, and he's talking about the creation of hip hop and how Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans are part, and Caribbeans are part of the creation of hip hop, right? That's what I thought from a long time ago. But basically, he, Lord Jamar, is basically debating that, or wants to debate that with KRS and some others. He invited KRS for a debate. I doubt that KRS is going to respond. And he wants to basically build more of a reputation by proving legends like KRS-One wrong, right? Him and this other individual named Tariq Nasheed, he's on the campaign too right now. They're doing something called Mic Check or something like that. I don't know. But they're on a campaign to prove that foundational and only foundational black Americans are the ones who are responsible for the creation of all hip hop, and that the Caribbeans and the Puerto Ricans or whoever else are just participants. That includes Caucasians, that includes anyone who's black, who's not generational, even if you were born there. So even if you're born there, as long as it's Caribbean and it's not like generation, you're not included into being the originators. That's Lord Jamar right now. Who else? Like he's all over the internet. You could just check for him right now. He's trying to he's going hard, right? Right now in hip hop, there's not too much albums out anymore. Albums, not singles. I mentioned Schoolboy Q. His album's basically regarded as one of the top albums of the year. Respect to Schoolboy Q, but I don't see too much competition. So right now, anybody who comes out with an album and is a hip hop artist, their album is gonna stand out above a lot because most of these people who are in the genre, they're not putting out albums. They're not putting out bodies of work. So anybody who accomplishes a body of work doesn't have to be the best, but will be regarded as great. Can't hate, can't blame them, right? So far, the only few hip hop albums I have heard right now would be Schoolboy Q's Blue Lips, Ghostface Killer, Set the Tone. That's I think it's on Nas's label, Mass Appeal. It's on that label. And who else? Oh, when did I listen to? I'm trying to think. See, that's bad. You gotta think which albums are available. Hip hop full albums. And I only could say Ghostface Killer's album and Schoolboy Q's album. And shit, man. I know there's others. Snoop Dogg and Daz, Daz and Corrupt, they got an album. Rakim is coming out with an album this Friday, the 26th. And these are all mostly vets. It's not like they're people who are new, really. It's vets. So if we were to say new hip hop artist with an album, I couldn't even tell you what new hip hop artist has an album. You could probably say other genres, new artists of other genres have an album, but if you were to ask what new hip hop artists right now, and I'm gonna who are like new, have an album. A lot of people don't ask that question. How much people even look that up? How many new hip hop artists right now on the charts with a song out have an album, a whole album? See, times have changed where people don't have an album and they're new. They haven't even been in the game yet for even 5 years. No album. This is crazy. So, what's more out there now? Content. Like what I do. Content. And even though we are making content, there's still a lack of content because if you're dealing with urban music, there's still a lack of that out. I mean, albums coming out. Even if you want to go R&B, even if you want to go reggae, Afrobeat. And maybe Afrobeat has more albums because that's why it's getting big, right? That's why it's big now. So, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for especially hip hop right now. The only thing what's keeping hip hop alive right now is the the hip hop blog pages, the podcast, because without the podcast, you won't even know who these people are anymore. Without Joe Budden, you won't know who a lot of people are or what they're doing. Without academics, you won't know what people are doing or who they are. Without all these platforms, how will you know who's new in the industry? Now they got, Kai Cenat. He is regarded as somebody who gives spotlights to artists who are coming out with an album. Nicki Minaj went on his show, right? For her release of her album. I remember Kai Cenat a couple years ago. He was big, but he wasn't as big like right now, where he got celebrities coming on his show, right? Spending hours on the stream. And look, Kevin Hart. The list keeps going. Drewski, he got big people, and they're not even rappers. Some of them, and they're not even like that type of artists. They're actors and comedians coming on his show. So, if you're an artist, be it from whatever city you are from, make sure, right? It's like it's a missing piece. Make sure you link with your local media to get your name out there. Try to get the most interviews you can because that will keep you afloat. That will keep you relevant because it's not enough to do music anymore. You're going to have a machine to spotlight you. And that's why maybe Drake goes towards academics because academics, right? Because academics is relevant. Joe Budden is relevant, right? Charlemagne is relevant, big, and the list goes on. And these relevant people, they're not hip hop artists. Well, one was a hip hop artist, Joe Budden, right? And even a couple of the podcasters, content makers, there were music artists, but you know where I'm getting at. If you're an artist, you got to tap in with the media in these days. If you don't tap in, you better be making your own content and not just music. You better be on TikTok, you better have some vlogs, and you better have some shows going on. I mean, performing. You got to network harder than ever, even though we got this social media. And it's supposed to make it easier, but if it's supposed to, like I said, make it easier, how come it's so hard for so many of you to get through? How come it's so hard for many of you to get through? Platforms like mine, right? Me and my brothers, and others, they have more views than a lot of artists when it comes to, like, content. Your music videos, you guys don't even, well, not all of you, I'm talking about independent artists. The problem with a lot of independent artists, they don't really push their own shit. They expect other people could do it, but if you're not connecting to the people like me and people like who have platforms, what do you expect? We're not just, if we like it, we might promote it, but we're not just gonna go promote something we don't know about. That shows you the reason we don't know about it, because you're not networking properly. And that's why Joe Budden, right? And Cardi B went off on him. There's a reason, right? Because he got influence. And she all brought up academics, right? Because he got influence. When people bring up these people, it's because they know they could help them out in their business, which is the music business, right? Same reason why 50 came to Toronto, to link really with Drake. Let's be straight up. He came to the Six to link with Drake, a business meeting of sorts. Even though he done a little show and performance, this was more like a link up to talk. Because, let's be straight up. They do a lot of movies in Toronto. It's Hollywood North down here, man. If you don't know, now you know. Toronto is Hollywood North. So, Drake, 50 Cents, you're going to see them working for sure 100% more than ever. This wasn't just a link up. You're going to see those guys working together more than ever. 50 Cent loves coming to Toronto. G Unit comes to Toronto all the time, to Canada. So it's perfect for him to link with him. And associates of Drake know 50 Cent real good. You got Pressa and his whole crew. They've been touring Canada with 50 a couple of months ago, right? So that's the news I got for you people. Drake doing his thing. Joe Biden steps down. He steps down or withdrew himself from the election. right? Or who do you got? Who do you got to run? Kamala Harris against Donald Trump. People, I don't know what's going on, but if that's the only person, Trump won, right? And the other story, Mr. Lord Jamar, I don't know, man. You've been doing holding it down for yourself, but you're gonna get somebody who really puts you in your place, and it's gonna be interesting when that happens regarding the culture of hip hop. But people, please subscribe to the channel Down to Earth Network with your host Sean Myrie. I'm out.